Here's a brain teaser for you. What does cold exposure, heat stress, not eating at all, eating your fruits and veggies, and exercise all have in common? Stay tuned. Check out what it is.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yo, what is up? Kevin from Lift and Balance here in the flesh, in the living room. And let's start off by talking about this phrase that you've heard so many times in your life. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Little cliche, huh? But there happens to be a little bit, or a lot of it, of biological truth to this. And it's called Hormesis. I know. It sounds like a spell right out of Harry Potter, or something Khaleesi would say to her dragons to give them the okay to go play with those guys in shiny suits. And let's pause here real quick for a moment of silence for the Dragon Queen. May you rest in television peace. Alright, we're back. But there's no denying there is some magic here, and it's evolved over thousands and thousands of years. The concept of hormesis is that a low dose of stressors, whether they be chemical or environmental, creates an adaptive biological response for the organism, aka us. These stressors allow us to build up a tolerance, making us able to withstand a higher dose at a later time. This is also known as preconditioning or an adaptive stress response. But this response does more than just allow our body to prepare for that potential toxic siege. It triggers cells to activate restorative pathways, such as neutralizing oxidative stress, building our cells bigger and stronger, as well as clearing up all the debris from dead cells that are just lingering around. Here's the best part of it all. There's a good chance that you're getting your hormesis on and you don't even know it. How? Through nonchalant stressors such as exercise, cold exposure, heat stress, eating certain foods, and not eating any food at all. Back to the intro, that's what they all have in common. All these interventions activate hormetic pathways throughout the body, building our cells stronger and making them more resilient for years to come. Or days to come, or hours to come. Cell turnover is pretty quick, depending on where they are. Look, I know what you're thinking. I'm a lean, mean hormesis machine, and you might very well be. And just to be sure, let's take a look at some examples. In the case of exercise, every time that you exercise or train or strength train, you are creating micro tears within your muscle. And in a response to this, your body ups the production of growth hormone to repair and build these muscle cells stronger. Pretty dope, right? But what about foods we eat? Now, there's plenty of research out there that shows eating specific plants, your fruits and veggies, is the equivalent to Harry waving his magic wand and casting a hormesis spell throughout your body. Okay, I mean, it's not exactly how it works, but these plants have natural substances called phytochemicals that have strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that aid optimizing your cellular function. Take turmeric, for example. It is one of the buzzwords in natural health. It is a root that, when consumed, actually causes an inflammatory response. And you may think this is bad, but after that tiny inflammatory response, an even stronger anti-inflammatory response sweeps in and provides all these benefits to our cells, thus our body. Perfect example of hormesis. A low dose stressor creates an adaptive, beneficial response for our body. But that's eating food. What about not eating food at all? So if you tune into these weekly videos, you know I'm a proponent of fasting, both intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting. You can check out my prolonged fasting experience up here, and I'll also link below my whole breakdown on fasting and how we evolved and why it's really part of how we should live our life. But when you fast or go into a state of nutrient deprivation, it is considered a stressor for your body. The alarms go off saying, hey, we're out of food. We need to conserve energy and optimize how we function to conserve this energy. And here's what happens. During a prolonged fast, your body triggers a process called autophagy, which is basically your cellular cleanup or recycling program. It goes and seeks out all the damaged cells with leaky mitochondria that are not efficient, and it consolidates the good portions of the cell and gets rid of the rest. This process strengthens your strong and healthy cells and gets rid of the weak ones. Another byproduct of fasting is improving your blood glucose, improving your insulin sensitivity, as well as your vitamin and mineral sensitivity. So when you refeed, when you start that growth process again, your body is more ready to absorb those vitamins and minerals. Your cells are more responsive to the signal of insulin. They can more readily consume the food that you eat that's broken down during digestion and all that good stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Nutrient deprivation. No pills, just channeling our inner biological features. I know, right? But let me ask you this. Do you know that feeling when you're concentrating so hard that your brain just hurts? Yeah, I don't know what that is. But there's been accumulating evidence that suggests that engagement in regular intellectual activity actually triggers hormetic pathways in the brain. So get your Jimmy Neutron on and exercise that noggin. We've been built to handle and mitigate stress. We've been doing it for, well, forever. If we couldn't, we would never have made it this far. So no need to look to the Avenger movies or Game of Thrones or David Blaine to see real magic. It's been inside us the whole time. Let me go a little Harry Potter on you. The wand is literally in your hand. You know the spells. The question is, are you gonna start incorporating this in your everyday life? The hard part's been taken care of by evolution. All we have to do is activate these pre-built pathways by eating our fruits and veggies, or not eating at all, getting our sweat on, and putting down the phone and maybe picking up a book. I'll leave you with this. Don't take your innate magical prowess for granted. You've got the power within. Say the damn words already. With magic and mindset, there's no stopping you.